Our patient Diana lost a total of 63 kilograms with the help of a gastric balloon. And she did that within just half a year. What that does to a person, her experiences, and how she's doing today, she's best at telling us herself.
I'm Diana, I'm 43, though I still feel like I'm 26, of course. Half a year ago, I had a gastric balloon inserted for 12 months at Aesthetic in Kempton, and now 6 months have passed. Yeah, I have to say I feel fantastic at the moment. So I'm doing really great. I've lost 63 kilos during this time, and yes, I feel good health-wise too, and well, there's still a bit more to go. Well, I've always had my little issues. I was always a bit chubby even as a kid, partly because of my family, and then more and more problems kept coming up, including depression that lasted for a very long time. And yeah, of course you think about it from time to time, but it's not always that clear cut. We once went on a trip together to a concert, and I was really feeling terrible physically. I was in so much pain, my back and everything. That was when I thought, okay, I never want to go anywhere like this again. And yeah, that was the moment when I thought I need to find out if there's something I can do about it. So then after that, I had a comprehensive consultation at the clinic in Kempton, specifically at Aesthetic, with a dedicated and helpful counselor who is specifically assigned to assist you there during your visit. And yeah, the doctor who operated on me also called me and explained in detail what they would do, why other options weren't really possible, and so on. And yeah, then I decided to have it done there.
Here we can see some pictures of you before the procedure. 63 kilograms, incredible. What a transformation. What was the biggest change for you?
Well, first and foremost, the wardrobe had to go, and it was so extremium. My husband spent quite a bit of money on new clothes, but yeah, that was honestly the most drastic thing, I have to say. Those clothes, I still have a few pieces that I used to wear over everything. Yesterday when I was shopping, I wore one of those old things, but honestly, you just feel terrible in it because it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And yes, it's just a completely different feeling. I don't have any back pain anymore. It's all gone. And yes, it's a totally different feeling, even just walking around outside on the street. That's just how it is. You don't even feel like people are staring at you. Before, I actually avoided, for example, going into the city or anything like that, because I knew I'd have to sit down somewhere every 5 minutes, honestly, because I had such problems, especially in my lower back. But not anymore. Now I can go shopping.
Very good. You just mentioned your husband. What has changed for you?
Basically, not much, really. The love is still there. And now we can just do a bit more than before. Before, she always had the problem that everything was too hot. Now, I hope that's not the case anymore. Now we can go hiking, take walks, and even travel to sunny places. That would really be great.
You told me earlier that you also eat very differently now, much more consciously. Tell us about that.
Yes, in the past, cravings, binge eating attacks, as people know them, very irregular, of course, because of my work. I work in nursing, I work night shifts, so I can't really stick to a complete plan that's written down somewhere. That just doesn't work because my daily routine is constantly changing due to my job. And that was great because I was able to coordinate everything really well with the nutritionist. I kept a sort of food diary for 2 weeks, tracking what I ate, and he looked over it, calculated everything for me, gave me tips on what to cut out, what to add, and so on. Of course, even with the gastric balloon, your diet still consists of, I don't know, about 70% fruits and vegetables, right? Having a gastric balloon doesn't mean I can just eat whatever I want afterwards and hope the balloon does the rest. Basically, it doesn't do anything except give me a feeling of fullness earlier, but only if I don't ruin that beforehand by stretching my stomach out again. That's why. Tomatoes, cucumber salad.
Diana, why don't you tell us what would you say to other patients as a takeaway?
Well, I can really recommend the clinic. I actually arrived the day before and was able to stay overnight on a ward there. The nurses and staff were super nice. The atmosphere was great, just like in a hotel. The rooms are really furnished like hotel rooms, or even better in some cases. They really took great care of me, even afterwards, the next day, or when the balloon was inserted. Beforehand, you see the doctor again, who has a quick chat with you, and then it all gets started. They always tell you what's being done and so on. So from that perspective, I can really recommend them both for aesthetics and for the aftercare. You can always reach out to the supervisor if you have any kind of problem. And the nutritional counseling takes place regularly, sometimes several times a month, sometimes every 6 weeks. So it just depends on how things are going at the time. You're fully supported there, and you can also pay in installments. That's also very important for many people. That's not the case everywhere sometimes. You have to pay everything at once, and who can really do that, right? And that's why a lot of people go abroad to have it done. And then, of course, they end up having problems afterwards. What do you do if the balloon bursts? Or what do we do if I have problems? And yeah, I just think I'd rather pay a bit more and be fully taken care of, because it really is an intervention in your body. And you just have to make sure you're covered for everything and know where to turn